I think the latest report confirmed around 50 buildings down in Mexico City, similar numbers in Puebla, a nearby city, and Morelos, a state nearby, that were also affected. There doesn't seem to be much logic to which parts of Mexico City have been the most devastated. Right where I am in my building, miraculously, it was fine, but just a few blocks from me, there are a number of buildings that have collapsed. And this is a nice, middle-class, leafy part of Mexico City. And one building that I went to see, it was a 7-story residential building that had collapsed, and hundreds of volunteers had come together to try and find people under the rubble. People had formed human chains and were passing the rubble along with their hands. But hours after that rescue effort had begun, there were still no signs of life from that building when I was last there. And that scene is replicated around the city and in neighbouring cities tonight.
Yeah, so sadly, it looks like that death toll could definitely increase in the coming hours. Now, this quake happened on the anniversary of the last deadly earthquake of 1985 that left thousands dead. This quake, in fact, striking, I believe, as many people were taking part in drills on how to respond or react to such disasters, hitting really in the middle of the day there in Mexico.
Exactly. I mean, today is a day every year when earthquakes are very present in the minds of Mexicans. Many people here still vividly remember the horror of that 1985 earthquake that killed thousands of Mexicans. And so we had just carried out drills and protocols around the city to check responses. I'd already, run to my hiding place this morning when I heard the alarms going off. And then the real thing hit. So I think many people didn't realize that it was a real earthquake and not part of the drills. I'm not sure how that might have affected the emergency services who'd already been out carrying out fake responses to earthquakes all morning. I do know that when I was last out on the streets, there was a high level of military presence out on the streets. Lots of first aiders and volunteers had rushed out in their hundreds to do everything from directing traffic, because of course traffic lights aren't working, the power was out all day, to setting up food collection points. So there are lots of people trying to help in the response. It's just perhaps a little bit chaotic, as you would expect.